Let's start with the war over transgender ideology and the idea that puberty blockers and radical surgeries that mutilate kids well before they even reach the milestone of being sweet 16. What about that? All right, Congressman Dan Crenshaw. He got real a couple of days ago with a Yale professor pushing the nonsense of transgender ideology and demands that she back up her claims with anything. Anything at all. It's a simple question, really, and he's quite polite about it. Listen.
The British Journal of Medicine looked at 61 systematic reviews with the conclusion that, quote, there is great uncertainty about the effects of puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries in young people. The Journal of Endocrine Society came up with the same conclusion, even the American Academy of Pediatrics. They all cite the lack of evidence. And so here's the thing. If you're doing a therapy, and it's, temporary, whatever, fine, maybe let's try it, let's see if it works. But when you're talking about permanent physiological changes, do you not agree, just from an ethical standpoint, that you might want extremely strong evidence of the benefits? And there is no systematic review that states that there is strong evidence of benefits.
Sir, are you aware of how the quality evidence grading system works and how it's applied?
Yeah, we read through it. That's why I'm citing these journals. So which journal says something different? We should have that debate. Tell me a journal that has done systematic reviews that cites different evidence, that cites strong evidence for benefits of these therapies.
The standards of care were developed based on extensive...
You're not telling me any journal. You're not telling me any study. Don't say standards of care.
Yeah. So...
tell me one.
The standards of care.
That's the standards of care. That's not a journal. That's not a study. That's not an organization. That's not an institution. You're just saying words. Name one study.
Yeah, man, did he nail her? Just greased her right there. One study. Look at all these studies from the British, from other people saying this is not good. This is not safe. And in fact, the UK now, by the way, the United Kingdom National Health Service limited the use of puberty blockers in clinical research this month, according to its website, citing significant uncertainties surrounding the use of hormone treatments. We are now going out to targeted stakeholder testing on an interim clinical commissioning policy proposing that, outside of a research setting, puberty-suppressing hormones should not be routinely commissioned for children and adolescents who have gender incongruence dysphoria. So said the National Health Service in the UK. Europe, it's not the first country, by the way, rejecting all of this radical mutilation and surgery and puberty blockers. But there are those among us that think teaching kids about sexual acts and sexual preferences is something that should begin in elementary school, and suggesting that it is not age appropriate or not appropriate at all will get you smeared in an instant. If you suggest that graphic books do not belong in libraries for little kids, you're the problem, you see. It's you. It's me. It's not them. They're enlightened. Maryland's governor, Wes Moore, says restricting highly sexualized and suggestive books is somehow castrating kids' minds. Castrating kids' minds. Listen.
Why do you think this has become a passion project of some conservatives?
I continue hearing people making the argument that we're doing it because we want to prevent our students from having discomfort or guilt, because we don't want our students to be able to really wrestle with these really difficult things in times when they're maturing as individuals and difficult historical points. But the thing I realized, and I wanted to speak out about it, is that's actually not true. It's a guise.
It's not about making kids uncomfortable.
It's not about making kids feel uncomfortable. It's about telling other kids that they shouldn't understand their own power. It's castrating them.
Yeah, it's castrating them. If you don't show kids sexualized books in elementary school, you're castrating them.